This week in car audio. Tune in. What we talking about, bass? Talking about chips. Talking about rings. You ain't got them, zip your lip. You got a problem you haven't found, check your grounds. The show about to start. Tune in. This week in car audio. Yeah. Tune in. This week in car audio.
Welcome to This Week in Car Audio with your host, Doug Stockton the Judge, co-hosted by Lucky McGovern. Our guest this week, 2019 World Champion Pro Stock 5K, 2021 Western Conference Champion for Pro Stock 1K, Steve
2K.
Willis. 2K, sorry, Steve Willis. How's it going, Steve?
Good. What's up, guys?
Hey,
Same old, man. Good to have you on here. So just so you guys know, I'm going to be sharing all this stuff right now to the different groups. So I will be ignoring everything going on. Give me a few minutes and I'll get back with you guys.
Yeah. Oops.
Turn your phone off, Doug. Rookie
I
move.
did.
Come on now. You basically pulled into the lane with your amp power off. So
I know.
With it.
All right. I'm just, I was hoping I can see everybody's chat on my screen on the side, but that's not working. All right. Hey, so Steve, let's get into this. World champion and Western Conference champion. Take us through let's go through the 2019 run first.
How about this?
How
How about we start off from the gate? What got you into cardio? How about that one?
You can do that.
Dude, I was super young, man. Hearing all those guys drive down the road, boom, boom. I've always been into it. Long time.
How old are you? Let's go there. How old are you?
44.
34.
He
Okay.
has to
All right.
think about it.
All right. Hey, that's when we're getting old, right? When you got to think about it. When it's like, how old are you? Like, shit. Yeah. So anyway, so 34. Okay.
44.
Oh, 44. Okay.
Yeah, 44.
Okay.
54. Look at that. You see how much gray's in that beard?
Because I was like 34. Damn, I'm 44. But yeah, so we're the same age then. All right. So what were you listening to back then? What was you?
Yeah.
What kind of music were you into?
Dude, it was nothing but bass. DJ Magic Mike, things
Look at that.
As soon as I could have a system, it was nothing but, anything that had some decent bass. And then I do having, decent sounding systems, but always just over gloriously based out.
Right. So what was your first setup? What was your first system?
I actually got, two 10-inch JBL. I want to say they were like GTI 10s out of a pawn shop.
There you go.
Nice.
It was powered by a 40-watt EQ freaking amplifier that I got from one of the local, I don't even know what you want to call it, but anyways, it just like was the EQ, and I had everything turned down except for the low tones, and I had it turned all the way up, hooked up to my subs.
Nice.
I'll see when I started driving, I was like almost 16 when I first started driving.
And what did you have the system in? What kind of car?
First car is a 79 Mustang hatchback.
Nice. Okay. All right.
That's not a great base vehicle there. That's for dang sure.
Oh, look at Doug. It worked, didn't it?
So you were getting to the point of, you were telling us about the everybody was driving around with bass, and then how did you end up getting into it?
Dude, it was something I always liked. Just hearing when I was younger than even being able to drive, I just hear these trucks drive by or hear these cars drive by, boom, 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 and I was always intrigued and always wanted it.
Right.
There you go.
So once I got hooked on just even that, it become just a huge thing for me. I've always had systems in my cars, that I haven't always been competitive at all, but it's always something I would do.
Right. So when did you
hold on a second? So I believe it's Tristan, because Tiffany's on the Facebook and looks like Tristan's on the YouTube. Tristan says, we're moving away from the Radio Shack guys. He must not be old enough is what the problem is.
I've had Optimus amps.
Me too. Yeah, Optimus amps, subs.
Oh,
come on.
Dude. Hell yeah. I actually burned one up because I went to mount it to my floor and it bent the foot and it touched the bottom of the circuit board and just smoked my deck, everything. The flame RCAs and into my deck was done.
There you go.
Rookie mistake when you're 16.
Oh yeah, no. So I think I don't know if I told this story on here, but so when I was 16, I had a Pontiac Catalina. The trunk was big enough that I built the box 4 foot by 4 foot by 2 foot tall, loaded it with subwoofers, and the trunk was so big I could put it in without taking the trunk lid off or nothing. As a complete box, I just slid it right in there. That's how big that thing was. So when I built that box, I put it in there. It was all realistic 15s, Radio Shack. And so I took a screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and I stuffed all my wires with the flathead screwdriver underneath my door trim. I'm driving down the road. All of a sudden, smoke just starts pouring out of my door trim. I pull over, open up my door, got a little fire in there, put it out, disconnect my battery. Because obviously I didn't use fuses, right? So. I know.
I still use it.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't many. I probably got to share it to about, I don't know. Well, there's no way we hit 99 shares already.
I did 29.
Okay, because I just got the kiss my ass note right now. no more sharing for me. Anyway, let's kick it off. All right.
Yep. Hey, so just so people know, we're broadcasting live on YouTube and Facebook tonight. If you're on YouTube and you hit a couple of comments, I can see them up on my screen. I'm watching Facebook on my second screen. So, guys, throw up a couple comments. So far, I see Dose Man, the Bassman. I believe that's Manny, right? That's Manny Ramirez. Dan, that's great, Steve. I think that means damn. But that's SQ Sound, so I believe that's Tristan. And then we have Tiffany. Doug Stockton, tell them about the Toys for Tots, please. We will get to that. Oh, then we got Ben Stan from Canada. So tuning in on the YouTube side. Remember, guys, hit the like, the share button. If you're on Facebook, hit the angry button, thumbs up. Hit them both.
Get that angry button.
Get the angry button going.
The angry face. Get that angry face going.
Yep. So that's and then on YouTube, I watched another video today about that, and it's about the likes, shares, and watches. So as soon as we get more and more of those, it'll help us grow our audience, which is the goal here. So Steve, run us through 2019. So how did that whole season go for you, collaborating at the end with the championship?
Well, I think I got a late start because I had, questions about the vehicle I used, and I wanted to make sure that I was going to be okayed with it, and I got judges' consents, all that kind of stuff. So I think I want to say I started somewhere around February. Lots of testing, lots of boxes. I think at the end of 2019, I gave away like 13 boxes that I had stacked up for testing. Did a lot of learning. I knew the vehicle was loud at the higher frequencies, but me personally, I just, being old school, I was always test, build, test. It's not like these new kids got DATs and things like that. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. Sorry.
Right.
But after that, for me, it was all about the testing and getting it down. And I tested port after port after port after box size after box size. I changed box size by quarter cubes. I had different ports for, let's say it went from 6-inch, 8-inch, 10-inch, 12-inch. I went multiple ports. I just went crazy in 2019. Luckily, like I said, this year was a little easier. I still got, I want to say 9 boxes sitting on my back porch right now.
Damn, and I thought I went through a lot of boxes. Jeez, man.
That's not even considering the ones that I actually remodeled.
Right.
Yeah.
And change port designs and, you know, so yeah, it's for me, it's all about test. I ask questions, you know. I got Jeff Vu's been a huge help you know, for years now.
Jeff Vu's cool.
He's very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
So I was telling Lucky about that last week on the podcast, how I would go to a show, I'd burp my box right there at the show. I'd tear that sucker apart and I'd use whatever I could off of it for my next box that I'd have for next weekend.
Nice.
And you know, that's just how we did it, because none of us had meters back then, because it was the stick mics when I used to compete, right? So so yeah, so I mean, you were looking at, you know, some serious coin for a stick mic. You're looking, you know, $2,500 for a set of stick mics.
And that's the way we did it until Turn Pro came out.
Yeah.
And, you know, then when it was more affordable, and that's what people were using.
Mm-hmm.
But you still had a few shows where they're using the white one for audio control, you know.
Right. Anyway, since we're back and forth on YouTube and Facebook, I just want to let everybody know, like, share, all that stuff. Remember, as Lucky says, no $100 is too small. So if you want to tip the host, there's a link in our comments or in our description portion on Facebook and YouTube. Let's see, anything else that I can remember about this stuff to put in here real quick. Okay, so you were testing. You got a lot of help from Jeff Vu. At that point, you went to World Finals, right? How did you do in points? Just, did you get your minimum? Did you get extra?
Oh, honestly, I don't remember. I think it was right about minimum with the actual vehicle. I did do, you know, some points chasing here and there that I couldn't, just because I didn't have a setup to go in other vehicles, and I don't have a daily driver set up now.
Okay.
So it was hard.
Right.
But I think it was probably just over the minimum, to be honest, because it was such a late start for me, because I didn't own a piece of audio equipment when I started it. So I had to buy everything, and I started out slow. I didn't have a mic. I didn't have none of that. So started out, bought a mic. I got an amplifier. I actually built a box and trade for a amplifier for another competitor. So I got a decent amplifier out of that. Then I made another box for the same competitor, got subs out of that. You know, so back in 2019, it was a real, it was a hard start. You know, like I said, took a while to get the okay for the vehicle, you know, and then it just got started. And from there out, it started just spending money.
Yeah. So, okay. So you have this vehicle, you're testing, you go to World Finals. How did the runs go there? Were you number one qualifier? How did that work out for you?
I did not qualify first. I wanted to be middle. I mean, there was only 3 of us anyways.
Okay.
I didn't want to show my numbers right off the bat, what it was capable of doing.
Mm-hmm.
Until it was really time, you know.
Okay.
I can't remember what I qualified at, but like I said, I was second of 3 people that I qualifying. Then I went up against Kenneth.
Right.
Kenneth who?
Truck Bar. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Where's he from?
Wasn't he from Utah or something like that?
No, he's on the East Coast. We're talking 2019.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, so 2019.
Yes.
All right.
Right.
He's on the coast. Then it was me and can't remember his damn name.
Nobody remembers second place.
You ain't first or last.
That's right. Nobody remembers second place.
Because he's the only one that didn't come out and try calling me a cheater car, blah, blah, blah. You know, he's a super nice guy. You know, I'm not going to say anything bad about him.
No, that's okay. No, it's not a bad thing. So anyway, no. So you ended up winning. Do you remember what your number was?
Was it 57? 57.6, I think is what it was.
In the 5K class.
In the 5K.
Yeah.
And second place was a 57.4.
Oh, so you guys were like right with each other.
Oh yeah, 0.2.
Point two. He won by 0.2.
From what I remember, I still had about 400 watts to play with, and he was right at his peak at 4,900 ish.
Yeah, and that last 400 watts may not have even given you
anything. Yeah, I could have done nothing. Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so there's your ring for world champion, right? And then you come in the 2020-2021 season, you get a late start because you're thinking we're not going to have a event here on the West Coast.
Exactly.
So you did get your late start.
June or July.
Yeah.
that announcement.
Yeah.
I think it was June.
Yeah. And then Nyman really stepped up at the end, helped everybody get their points.
They're huge. Shout out to the Nyman family. Always love going there. It's super close. They let us do it there, and nothing bad to say about him. I love his family. It's always great to be able to just go there and have a show that's not interrupted by cops. Well, that were called on us anyways.
Yeah.
So just real quick to mention, online today I posted the Nyman Toys for Tots event.
Yes.
So it's the 12th annual for Mello's Auto Repair, Toys for Tots. That's December 12th. So December 12th, I have the link up. I haven't done it on Facebook yet because I just did it right before the show, but it is posted and it is on the Turn Pro website.
Make sure you guys go to that. Nyman's shows, period, are hands down humongous. They are the real deal. The toy drive is huge. We're talking huge. They got it's like a damn store. You open up that garage, the roll-up door, and it's like a store in there. The raffle's humongous. I mean, that toy drive is it's worth going to. And so you just bring a $20 toy per class that you want to enter.
That's correct.
Yep. So big show. The real deal.
We don't give out any awards at the show. We're there for a different purpose. And it's there to give back to the community. And I will say, not once have I ever been disappointed with the type of gifts or the amount of gifts that are given at that event. So, I mean, people come and they'll bring, I mean, like BMX bikes. I mean, nice BMX bikes.
Yeah. Hey, dude, I've seen tools, toy, like just, it's crazy. We're not talking about like
RC cars.
We're not talking like a couple boxes of toys, dude. We're talking a full blown store like Walmart. That thing.
I know.
It's insane.
Yep.
And I don't know about the people viewing this, but I'm watching my phone right now to try to look at comments, and it keeps saying live video interrupted. So if you guys are seeing any errors going on, some type of glitches, let us know because it keeps flashing. I keep seeing it. It just did it again right now. It's doing it. It probably seems every 10 to 20 seconds.
So mine's not saying that on my end on either Facebook or YouTube.
Okay. So I mean, we're still moving, and I'm seeing the word, as I'm talking, there it goes again. It just said it again. Okay. So as long as and I noticed that the viewers are going like high and then like right back down. So I don't know.
Right. And I'm seeing the same thing over here. So, but
you try unplugging it, plugging it back in.
Nestor says it's working fine on his end, and Sam Mueller same thing.
Yeah, that's weird.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just,
I don't know.
Watch my phone.
Oh yeah, it did. It just flickered again.
It's doing it like every 10 seconds.
Huh.
It'll say video interrupted.
Okay.
But anyway, all right. So we'll carry on.
All right. So you got the late start. You started building your Jeep once again.
Not a Jeep.
Oh, sorry, Samurai. Same thing.
He's like, guys, it's not a fucking Jeep. It's a Samurai.
That's right. So you build your Samurai again. You find port combinations. I mean, just at the shows that you attended at Nyman's, almost every time you had a different box.
Yeah, I always tried lots of different sizes, lots of different port lengths, whatever was working at the time. But when I not at a show, the only thing that's in the car is the sub box and a sub. There's no amps, there's no caps. I'm not charging I do everything from the test bench. So also I could just rip it out real quick, change out a box. I mean, I usually, because I go to work at 1 o'clock, so I usually do a lot of testing in the mornings. So I'll test, 2 boxes with 15s, and I'll throw 18s in like I did this year. Do a bunch of testing with 18s, all in the 4 or 5 hour window that I got before work. Luckily my neighbors haven't complained too much yet. But
are we talking 1 in the morning work?
No, oh no, afternoon.
I'm like, dude, how?
Property.
All right.
No, it's always it's a second job. I get up 7 o'clock in the morning. I thinking SPL. I'm thinking base. I'm thinking, what can I change? I'm thinking, what's my next port?
Right.
Then work, and I do the same thing at work. I'm sitting there thinking the same exact process, texting people, Facebooking people.
Right. So one thing I did see that was unique about your vehicle was you elevated the box.
Yeah, just to get it above the wheel wells.
Is that what that was about?
Yep.
Okay. So his box was actually just essentially suspended in the car. So he built brackets. Huh?
8 1/4 inches up.
Yeah, he met all the requirements. You couldn't be over 30 inches. Excuse me.
Still had an inch to go.
Yeah. So he met all the requirements, which is way cool. Yeah.
So what do you mean? Just basically on stilts to where the air can go underneath the box and over the box?
That is accurate.
Wow.
That opening underneath
helped it out, huh?
Huge gain.
Oh, wow.
So it became part of your port, right? Essentially.
Dude, I honestly, I don't have 2 mics to test. One on the glass and one in the kick and everything like that to see where my, where my peaks are going or where my pressure's at. Mm-hmm. But yeah, when I started closing it off, it was like almost 2 dB gain.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
I've only been doing this 3.5 years, but I've never heard of an elevated box before where it's going on the top and the bottom. That's crazy.
Rusty Flowers, man.
Really?
He gave you the suggestion for that, huh?
Yep.
There you go. So
gave you a gem right there.
Yep. So I was telling you guys last time about like some of my stuff that I keep. Like you can kind of see, like there's all the numbers. That's for a 10-inch, single 10-inch. Here's my ported horn. That's the completed box, and this side is the math and the alterations for that box. And then I did some stupid stuff like this where I just did that for a friend or something. Just a basic slot port.
Works sometimes.
I know. Here was a beginning attempt at a 6th order, and then the same box, but in a 4th order design. A different configuration also has a dotted line. If you look up in there, dotted line for a potential 6th order. So, here's one with 3 ports because I tested the difference between 3 ports and 1 port. Same surface area, same length. And you can see all my little math stuff I got in the corners and whatnot. Here's this was a box, I believe 215s for the behind the seat of an extended cab truck. So more it sat like this. So it was subs, so it'd be like this. So port on the bottom, the subs facing like that. That one was pretty cool. When I built that one there, it was for a friend's truck. It was a Chevy double cab, I think, or whatever. And he only did like 48s, but he did 48s at like 22 hertz. So, and we ended up the grill piece on the front. It ended up breaking the entire grill playing that low for as much as the guy played it. It just ended up shaking. All of a sudden, you start hearing his grill rattle. Next thing you know, we're about 8-9 weeks after we put it in there. It literally, he's bassing, bam, 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 and his grill just fell on the
forward.
Floor. Yeah, bass head problems,
That last one you showed right there, you're talking about, was that subs back and port back as well?
No, that was forward.
Oh, okay.
Subs forward, port forward.
Okay.
The port went underneath the seats. Like I said, it was designed more of a daily driver,
Right.
So, and that's what I was doing. I have how many cubes, what it's tuned to, why it, all that kind of information on there. Um, uh, Doug walked me with the evidence this week, Lucky, whatever that means. That was from Tristan. So, but so speaking of that, this year, 2021, how much did you end up winning this year, the West Coast conference?
Say it again. Are you talking to me?
Yeah, how much did you win the West Coast conference this year in 2K?
Are you talking my numbers?
Yeah, you were only 3/10 up above her, right, or something like that.
Above them.
How much?
210. It was another close year.
It was. Rosie did a great job.
2/10, man.
Yeah, I mean it was not clear that you were going to win until it was late in the run.
And that was the thing too, is I kind of touched on it too, is was the meter got updated from my understanding. And
no, the meter didn't get updated for the last month.
Well, somebody told me that
They lied.
Well, this person also does the testing for him, for Wayne. So I'm going to say it wasn't a lie, but maybe it had been in the last month.
Yeah.
But I was testing just before I went in the lanes. Mm-hmm. And when I got in the lanes, I was exactly a dB down.
Somebody else said that too.
Yeah.
The what? I didn't catch that. The what?
That they were whatever down.
Around a dB down.
Yeah.
At finals?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call that too then. I was down to dB also. I'll take that right now.
So, but yeah, that's they actually, the September show that I did, the final one for points, I updated the software literally right before that show, and that was the exact same software we used at World Finals.
Gotcha. I'll see. Now my thing is too, is I was told that Wayne uses that meter when he comes to finals, he uses his meters, right? I was also told that too by the same person that tests.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Huh.
Mine. Wayne tries to travel with as little as possible.
Gotcha.
The other judges, they bring their sensors and whatnot as backups in case ours fail. But in general, it's always ends up being my stuff.
Gotcha.
So, all right. So you won by 2/10 2 years in a row. What's up for you again next year?
I'm really hoping to freestyle.
Okay.
Freestyle, nice.
For freestyle, because I mean, this thing's crazy with the doors open. If I can get the tuning right, we've talked about it. I thought I was on the understanding that there was no frequency cap, but I guess there is.
Yeah.
Well, once we figure it out and figure out what's going on with it, because I'd really like to do some outlaw.
Okay.
Doors just it gets a little louder.
Yep. No, you don't get 160 sticker in outlaw though.
Get some deathmatch going on. So check this out. What was that?
There's not enough room for equipment in mine.
So what comment did you see by Tiffany? Because
that's on Facebook. That was on Tristan. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, something's definitely going. I don't know. Maybe it's my phone, man. I'm going from 10 viewers, 8 viewers to 15 viewers, just
nope,
in split
it's doing
seconds.
That's what
it's doing to you too.
Well, because I'm looking on Facebook, we're going from 7 to 1, and it's bouncing back and forth all the time. And on Facebook, it's jumping from 7 to 18.
Sorry to keep bringing this up, guys.
No.
This is how I read the comments and try to see if somebody has questions or whatever. So sorry about that. Go ahead.
So I did want to say, so you're going to go freestyle. Speaking of which, so if we are going to start having a rules discussion, which I believe the judges are going to talk about amending, I don't think we're doing any rules changes. I'm not sure. Wayne said he'll let us know next week as judges which direction he wants us to start talking. But we may be amending rules, or clarifying some rules. Is there anything that you, as a competitor now and champion multiple times, is there something you would like to see?
You know, nothing up top of my head. I think everything works out just fine. You know, for me, it's getting the competitors in the lanes and getting them to finals, you know, and getting them to actually want to do this.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing for me. Besides the frequency cap.
So why was the frequency cap put into place? Let me just ask that. I know we've talked about it before, but
no, I don't think we have. So back
I think
in the
we
days,
have, but go ahead.
Okay, so back in the days, they used to use a song called Flashdance. You may have heard of that movie and that song.
I've made videos of myself dancing to the water splashing on me. So yes, I totally know the movie. Yeah.
Okay, so you had to use the back in the day. You had to use the flash dance. Well, people found out the higher frequency you do, the less taxing it is on your system, and the easier it is to reproduce decibel levels. So now these people are putting these massive, like train horns, essentially, right under the mic, and they would peak the mic at 6,000 hertz. 20,000 hertz. Wow. So the idea behind the competition is we wanted it to be about the bass. Well, bass is 200 hertz and down. So then we started looking to recreate 200 hertz. And so I'm not sure how Wayne came up with the number 80, but ended up sticking to the number 80. And then in the classes, the reason we went to 50, 60 hertz is because the intention of those classes is a daily driver. And your daily drivers aren't tuned to 80 hertz.
Right.
So.
Yeah, far from it.
Yes. So.
So Sam Dunn, will freestyle be broken down into classes like street stock 5K or 500, 1K, 2K, etc.?
So here's the deal, right? If we add a class, we have to remove a class. So if I add street stock 2K or freestyle 2K, okay, what class do I remove?
Extreme.
I will tell you right now. Super Street 1 to 2. Just take out Super Street 1 to 2.
Okay.
So remember that when we start discussing adding classes, we want to remove classes because when I first started in competing in DB drag in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was 6 classes, I think. It was either 5 or 6 classes, and that was it. And now at World Finals, we have people competing in 18 different classes. Yeah. So that's a lot of classes, right? So, we're trying to move back towards where we because not everybody is a trophy shop. Like I have a trophy shop, so I'm at an advantage. But, Ray Pimley or Chemo, and they got to buy if they got to buy trophies for 17, 18 classes, that gets really, really expensive.
Yeah.
Right? Where
and then will not fill the classes.
Yeah, and you aren't going to fill that many classes because to fill 18 classes, you need 150 people roughly at your event.
Yeah.
How many events have you been to that have 150 entries?
I haven't yet. I don't think I have yet.
Yeah. I heard it in Inwood that was throwing the DB drag, and I waited 2 hours in line just to get on the mic.
Where at?
Colorado.
Oh, wow.
What was the name of the shop? It was not Sound on Wheels.
Is that the one that was giving away money for the death match, like $5,000 or something?
Oh, there was no death. This was 98, bro.
Oh, got you. Okay.
They had a big old tractor trailer for a display, and this 6-watt amps were like 5 feet long. When the power classes were around.
Yep.
Back when it was like 80 cents to $1 a watt.
Yeah, I had back then I had 2 JBL GTI 300s up against Eddie Harshberger and his competition van.
Mm-hmm.
He had 6 or 8 Sherwin Vegas strokers, old school people.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're all talking about the old, I think he had Colossus
which there you were go. Hyphonics.
Hyphonics,
like, yeah. There were, I think there were like 20 watts at 4 ohms or something stupid.
Right.
I mean, he was in that was watts, and he was in my class, and I just had it handed to me. I had no way. This is my daily driver.
Right.
I mean, I literally took the kid's car seat out when I was there.
Yeah, right. Justin Stolman said he remembers 30 entries just in 129.9.
That would have been at Autorama. So, okay, so yeah. I did see one question on there asking about sound deadener. So, have you tested different thicknesses of sound deadener versus different brands, possibly, or anything like that?
I have not. I did test thickness of what I was using, which was something on the cheap side because back then I just couldn't afford it. Still can't really afford it now, but I mean, when you're looking at $100 for like 12 square feet, no, 130 for 12 square foot,
right?
Expensive, but that's not more of a down deadener. That's the what do they call it? Panel stiffening. It basically turns your panel into a rock. But some of these competitors, they're running 5-6 layers of this stuff,
right?
And they're running like 12-pound foam in all the crevices and their doors, everything. And yeah. That is getting a little overboard for me, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
But okay. I did test. There's like 3 layers was just plenty enough to do deadening, but I wasn't getting anything after 2 layers, so I left it at 3 on the roof. But my roof's so flimsy, I can literally push on it with one finger and push it in.
Wow.
So stiffening it up, I'm hoping to do that this year.
Okay.
And hoping it will make my power not spike on me, because it seems when to a higher frequency and I get that wave to it, my power will spike on me and it'll jump over 2K.
Yep. Okay. Another quick question I saw over here was from Tristan in Bridgetown, Barbados. He asked, do you use a program, and if you do, which one do you use to help design your boxes?
Oh, programs, all I do is get a quick idea from something on the internet. That's it. I use a calculator that comes out. I can't remember which one it is, but that just gives me a base, and that's what I write in my book. After that, it's all about testing the port frequencies, the lengths, the sizes. I really, like I said, back in 19, it was 12 or 13 boxes I gave away. That wasn't including all of the ones that I remodeled and refabricated and chopped up and threw in the garbage. I had tons and tons of different ports. I tried slot ports, left, right, up, down. Yep. I tried so many different things. But I just found what worked for now until, I did some more testing this year also.
Have you got to
same exact, port and everything that I did in 2019.
Have you got to testing out the building a false wall in the back of the box and sliding it around inside the box?
Nah, I just build new boxes.
Okay.
Yeah, I got, like right now, I think I got single woofer boxes. I got 3 cube, 3.25, 3.5, 3.75, 4. And I'm able to test different port sizes because I have the same holes cut in the same spot. And I just have, dummies that I can bolt right in, and then it has a different size ports.
So your box building experience is pure R&D.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
100% pure R&D. And even the box building programs, they work good, but they only give you a direction to go, is a good way to put it.
Right.
Because every vehicle's different, obviously. Every sub is different. I mean, even sub to sub with the same model, same brand, all that is different.
And that's another thing I tested too, because Jeff was kind enough to always provide me with a new sub to test.
Okay.
Try this, that, try this. So I was consistently putting it in the 3 cube, the 3.25, the 3.5, the 3.75, changing ports as I go, doing all this, writing everything down. So he had, and I also had a list of how things went, how it reacted. They said, it's like you said, it was all R&D, and different. Luckily, I had the same brand woofers, just different sock parts.
Yes. So, and then you started learning about the soft parts. Well, that they make a difference, right?
Big time.
Yeah.
Especially when you're talking about, lower power classes, when your weight of your moving mass is real critical too.
Yes. The lower the weight, the higher the efficiency, right? And that's super duper important when you're definitely talking on the lower levels. You seen any questions in there, Lucky?
Yeah, there's let's see. Are you allowed stripper poles in DB drag?
Yes, sir. In
And
the
then
super
their
straight
classes, stripper 3-4 and no wall. Yes, behind the B pillar, you're fine. Scythe Morrison just jumped in here.
What's up, Scythe?
Morrison. And can't do stock class with no rear seats or rear plastics and 418s. Yeah, the stock classes, everything
you can do
has to be
stock wall 5K. That's the
Mhm.
only thing if you remove some of that stuff behind the B pillar. Essentially, it's super street. Super street, but with just a max of 5,000 watts, and you have to leave in your seats and everything in front of the B pillar. So that's where you can. Legal pads. Jeff Wallace over on YouTube says legal pads full of R&D on the dash helps gain dB. Yeah, legal pads full of R&D. That's where it's at. I mean, that's like I said, that's what I did. I built so many freaking boxes. I mean, obviously Steve can relate, and I mean, I literally just had a stack in my backyard of boxes, and I would take this face off and stick it on this box. I'd move my subwoofers, take this face off. So I screwed everything 4 inches on center so that I could reuse the pieces. And then I wouldn't use wood glue. I would use silicone caulking because silicone caulking is not a glue. Yes.
Sam Dunn. I don't know if we read this one yet. What subs are you running, Steve? I know, that's what we're talking about. But anyway, what kind of subs are you running? Sam Dunn wants to know.
JVF Customs. Jeff Vu.
Jeff Vu.
Yep. So Jeff Vu is a sub reconer. He doesn't buy I don't think he buys his own motors and baskets, right?
Motors. He has several of them.
Oh, he does. I thought he just reconed other people's with his soft parts.
No, he has several of them.
Okay, cool. So
he does recone, don't get it wrong. He does do recones.
Oh yeah, he recones the hell out of anything.
Yeah. Does that dude have a regular job? Because that dude can stay busy just doing recones. That guy is something else. Recone monster right there.
Morning.
Say again.
What was that?
He tells me he gets up at like 3 o'clock in the morning reconing subs.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
No, you absolutely, whenever you go to a show, you're going to see people running his subwoofers, or they're running recones that he did for him.
Yeah.
I mean, most everybody has a great experience with Jeff Vu in relation to getting a recone or using his subs.
He's a good dude all around, man.
Yep.
Great dude.
Yeah. I mean, he comes, sometimes he gets a little on the drunk side when he shows up, but he's there to help, and he's not looking to beat up on somebody in the lanes. He won't, if he can do like obviously at World Finals, he can do a 160, right? And he would never come in and just do a 160 up against somebody only doing a 142.
Right.
He really tries to encourage other people coming up and being part of the competition scene, and being part of the whole we're Basehead family, and let's get together with that.
Yeah.
Kyle Ernie said Jeff and Steve is a winning combo for sure. 2 of the best around. Jeff Schultz said Jeff is a full brand, but he actually does recone anything. I clamp well over 6K on my 1500 RMS Jeff Vu subs. They're nuts. They won't blow or break.
Yeah, everything blows and breaks.
I was gonna say it, but I didn't say it. I was gonna say it, but I kept my mouth shut. There you go, Doug. You can say it. Everything can break. Let's see. So we got just. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Justin Stolman saying, Doug, can we are we doing a beat the boss at Nyman's show? $100 buy-in. Winner donates all to charity. $100 buy-in.
Yeah. Hey, we ain't all ballers like you, Justin.
Chris Jenner just jumped in. What's up, Chris Jenner? He's in the house.
Yes, sir.
Another person doing recones now.
Yeah. So do you do your own recones now, Steve, or you just take them to Jeff?
I let Jeff deal with them.
Let him smell. Let him smell that smell.
I can do it. It just he's way more technical. He knows, he's got nice glue lines too.
Yeah. So hey, that's all about the applicator. I'll tell you that right now. When I was doing my subs, if you get a shitty applicator, oh man, they can go real ugly on you quick. And
yeah, but for me, SPL is just ugly anyways.
Yeah,
I'm not into car. This vinyl painted.
Yeah.
I took some 220 sandpaper to the exterior of my box this year. What made it smooth? I called it good.
There we go. It's kind of glossy.
I just wanted the air to roll over it better.
Yeah, there you go. Anything else?
Sam, yes, I am going to be doing the R4 Wardens, 18s, dual 2s. Yes.
Okay.
Incriminator audio, yes.
And once he does release the R4s, we are going to get Nick on here to talk about what they actually are, what his because the way he's explained it to me is it's a change in his subwoofer design.
Yeah.
So, change in subwoofer design doesn't happen often. So.
Yeah, he said it's been a long thing coming, and yeah, he's super excited about it. That's for sure.
Yep.
And I can't wait, man. I got all my amps are showing up tomorrow, and when those R4s hit, I can't wait. Cannot wait. I'll see you guys back in the lanes.
Are they ferrite motors?
Don't ask me. I'm not the technical guy.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they're Neo or ferrite.
So I'll tell you this much. There's not much known about them yet, to my knowledge, and even in the chat room. So like, there's like a quarter of a picture, and that's it. You know what I mean? Like it's down to that. So
secret.
Yeah. Sam Dunn said Neo.
Okay.
So I got to shoot for the best show. It's here, my boy Michael Hughes.
So yeah. So are you planning on or hoping to do at least the Nyman show this for the Toys for Tots?
Me?
Hey, we got a kid, or is it a cat?
That's my dog. Well, one up.
Are you talking about me or Steve?
No, Steve had his dog running up on his lap.
No, I know about Nyman's show.
Oh, Steve.
Okay, I gotcha.
I'm gonna probably go just to donate some toys, but I'm probably not gonna compete just because I don't have nothing set up, and not that it wouldn't be a quick thing, but I'm just trying to do the relaxing thing right at this point right now, because when I get into the SPL mode, it's like I said, it's the second job. It's all that goes through my brain. My wife just, when I test in the morning, she's literally on the other side of the garage wall working. So ask her if she's on the phone. She's like, I'm about sick of hearing it.
Hey, we got Jeff Vu in the house. Jeff Vu just jumped in here.
Oh, sweet. No, we all like Jeff Vu. Jeff's great. He's another guy that supports the shows. I don't know. I can't even count how many show flyers and stuff. You watch it, you see his name on there. So, for him sponsoring and supporting events. He's called me a few times to help try and support or upgrade an event. And, he's never asking, hey, make sure it's a Jeff Vu show or something like that. He's just, hey, what do I need to do to help make this show a multi-point or whatever to help somebody get points. So,
right. Yep.
Like I said, Jeff's a good dude. We'll have him on here one of these days. So, Jeff Vu is the saint of subwoofers, says Kyle Ernie. And just so you guys that are watching know, we have Scott Owens scheduled it's not Scott, Scotty Johnson scheduled coming up before Christmas. He's going to talk about lithium and kind of give us a rundown of the lithium and the battery side of car audio. We also have Ohio Generators coming up in 2 weeks. And who we have next week, Lucky?
Matt Logan.
With
McMinn alternators.
McMinn alternators.
Just talked to him on the phone today, and yeah, he'll be on next Monday, 6:00, and talking about his stuff.
Yep, talking about how to power, because power is a math problem. If you don't, it's a multiple voltage times amperage divided by impedance. So if you don't have voltage or you don't have amperage, you ain't creating that power that you guys want or think you're going to get out of an amplifier.
It's always told you need power to make power.
That's a fact.
That's right. Yep.
And power is super inefficient. So even though you can produce 300 amps, that doesn't mean your amp's going to get those 300 amps,
Right.
So.
We got a suggestion to get Kyle Ernie on here if you're talking about 12-volt car audio electrical.
We may have to get him on sometime soon.
Let's see here. We're actually at 9 minutes till 7 right now. I'm not trying to rush anybody, but just giving a little heads up because I think the whole YouTube thing and then also watching from Facebook is, in my opinion, it's screwing with everything because you're seeing comments that I can't, and then there's comments on here, questions. It's I'm all over the board in this Facebook right now.
Yep. No, so I can only see comments on YouTube on my screen, and then my second screen I can only see Facebook.
Yeah, but I only see one set.
I know you do. That makes me better than
you. Yeah, gotcha.
Because I always, you ain't first, you're last. Now.
Right. See, Kyle Ernie said you're gonna make me blush.
No, Kyle's been. I've seen Kyle on the Facebook and just really trying to educate people on lithium lately. So.
Yeah, he was super helpful with me this year too.
Yeah.
Getting me the parts, getting me what I needed. Since where my lithium came from, all wire. Anything I had to do with electrical, that's where it came from.
Yeah, I've always heard nothing but good about Kyle Ernie.
Yep.
Nothing but good. Yeah. It's always been something positive. I've hit him up a few times, questions on my own. So yeah. And he's always very helpful. Always.
Yeah. So like I said, that's all great things. And for you guys that may have missed it this last weekend, they did a charity event down in Fresno. It was for
Jose.
Flex Issues.
Vato.
Yep. Flex Issues Jose, Loudest Vato, passed. I believe it was the COVID that got him. So, but anyway,
peace to him.
Yep, they did pretty good. He raised around $1,300.
Mm-hmm.
So they raised a few $100s to help with his family. So that's a great thing. Rest in peace, Jose. Definitely came to shows out here and participated. We like the Loudest Vato, obviously.
Right, right.
So, keep his family in your prayers on that. Like I said, the next show that I got coming up, I do know they are doing a Bakersfield show on the 11th of December. And I can't remember what that one is for. That is another person local to the Bakersfield area that had passed recently. So that's another benefit event down there, and that will be on Saturday the 11th. The 4th, I believe, is Ray Aragon again doing another Toys for Tots. It's not DB Drag, it's USAC, Mecca, and Iasca, I believe. And
It has Bakersfield.
That one there will be Fresno. So it's USAC, Mecca, Iasca.
Gotcha.
And I think those three. So those ones are going to be going on December 4th. We're going to do Nyman's Rain or Shine. And if you guys haven't been, you've been to the Nyman show, right? The Toys for Tots, Steve?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's freaking totally awesome. Mr. and Mrs. Claus show up to the event. Take pictures with anybody, everybody. They have hot chocolate. The raffle's off the hook.
Yeah. Once again, dude, the real deal toy drive.
Yes.
All Nyman shows, man. All Nyman shows are they're huge.
Yep.
They're good. Yeah.
And this will be the 12th consecutive year we had it. We even had it during COVID. I went back and looked. We had it on 19. We had it on 20. We're having it this year. So, we definitely, he's been making that thing go and go and go. The first year we did it, we filled up my minivan with toys. I think last year we had 2 trailer fulls. I mean, like 10-foot long open trailers that we had completely full of toys to take. He did the Shriners and the battered women's shelter last year. I'm not sure what he plans on doing this year, but usually involves the Shriners and the battered women's shelter. So,
and make sure when you guys come, you clean up after yourselves. Make sure. Nyman's always letting everybody have shows there, and everybody just throws their fucking shit everywhere, and that's not cool. So make sure whatever you guys got. I know when I threw my show there, I walked around, I was picking up people's fucking face masks, I was picking up shitty diapers, and that ain't cool. If you're gonna use somebody's spot, pick up all your shit, pick it up.
Yep.
Be respectful.
And I will say, every time we do have an event there, Woody always goes around and picks up stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, he don't matter whose it is. But I will say, in general, our competitors are really good, and they tend to clean up. I always make the same announcement multiple times during the event. Hey, I don't care if it's your trash or whatever, your neighbors. If you see a piece of trash on the ground, pick it up and throw it away. Let's leave this place cleaner than when we showed up. That's the whole idea.
That's what I do. If it's blowing around or if it's rolling around, I pick it up and try and toss it out. And I don't want to lose such a great spot, over something stupid.
Kyle Ernie just made a good point. If you're responsible for whoever you bring, take care of them because he always takes care of us. So absolutely, if you bring somebody and they fuck shit up, that's your responsibility.
Yep.
You have your friend, whoever you bring, let them know if they pull some shit out, put it away or throw it away.
Yep.
Like I said, when I was there, I was picking up stuff that I should not even been picking up. You know what I mean? Just like unbelievable. I mean, diapers, dude, diapers and people's face masks and all that stuff. Like really, like you couldn't, come on, man. There's dumpsters over there. There's trash cans. There's trash cans right there at the tent. And then there's dumpsters right there. Are you guys serious? Oh my God. Yeah. So anyway, that little rant, that just pissed me off, but yeah, go ahead.
So Steve, would you like to tell everybody your thoughts on us almost losing a World Finals on this location?
My thoughts is I think he realized how many competitors he was losing.
No.
No.
Opposite. That's absolutely not.
Yeah.
So you think if he does it again next year, all these competitors are not going to do it? He ain't going to have anybody traveling over there. I mean, that's my thought.
Nope.
We've always had it here for, years upon years.
Yep. So I brought it here in 2007 was the first year I brought it here, right? But the thing is he looks out and he sees 200 cars in the parking lot, and he only had 20 people compete.
Was it like 23 or something like that? 23 competitors or 26?
Yeah,
or something?
I think it was 23 competitors.
Yeah.
And there was over 200 cars there, and they were beating their cars, right? I mean, they were demoing all day, and so he puts out and just puts out. I mean, that venue's not cheap, right? All the stuff we pay for and whatnot, stuff's not cheap.
I agree.
And it just didn't make financial sense to have it. Through a lot of negotiating, and absolutely 100% of the West Coast competitors stepping up and attending shows, getting their points, changed his mind. That I will say that flat out.
You paid for our venue though, because when we used to this, where that wasn't paid for. I mean, you might have got toilets and tents and things like that, but the actual location was not something you had to pay for out here.
No, but you still have insurance, you have trophies, you have all the other incidentals. Right now, the biggest expense is trophies.
Dude, correct. So check this out. Just my 3X show that I throw, just my 3X show cost me around $4,000. And that was the venue only costed me $500. The rest was shirts being made, insurance, paying people, because you got to have people run the gate, you got to pay people to do this, that, and the other. It was around $4,000 every time I threw a Stockton beat down. Yeah. So that's why when Doug talks about prices of throwing shows and people think that's a lie, it is not. Because I've thrown,
it is expensive.
Yeah.
But you brought up paying for the venue, and paying for the venue hasn't always been a thing out here.
So yeah, but I kind of misspoke on that because I consider the venue all encompassing, right?
Everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because when I do the accounting, so I pay for the stuff up front, and then whatever weeks or months, whatever, when they pay me, they reimburse me, right? So all that stuff you see going out, I'm out ahead of all that stuff. And so I'm very well aware of all the cost, and I have to share that with them, and I have to give them an accounting breakdown at the end of the year. Say, hey, here's all the accounting for everything you did. Here's all your receipts. This is what you have to reimburse me.
I mean, I'm not saying it ain't expensive.
Yeah.
But it's just an expensive hobby in general.
Oh, it is, absolutely. Yeah. And his goal is to break even. If he can break even at the World Finals, he has no problem doing it. I mean, that's what his goal is. We were a little bit above breaking even this year, but it was because we had the 3X. If we didn't have the 3X involved with it, we wouldn't have had enough. But with that being said, I would love to see us get 10 more people to World Finals next year over what we had. I think we have.
I guarantee we'll have it, dude. Because
I think we had 36 people. But multiple entries, but 36 people.
Yeah, but we've got so many new competitors right now. So many. Like, it seems like every show I'm seeing at least a few more each show. So I truly think next year is going to be a lot bigger. That's just my guess, just considering how many new people we've been seeing at the shows. I think it's going to be quite a bit bigger.
I'm excited. Obviously, I'm excited,
I'm hoping so. I am, because, back in 2019, let's see, within 2 weeks of finals back then, I spent $2,500. I mean, and that's when you're talking about competing, it gets expensive. I know that $2,500 in 2 weeks before finals isn't really much to a lot of people that are spending 20-30 grand on their setups and their builds, but there's a lot of them just still are not capable of putting the numbers up. A lot of people are,
right?
So let me throw this out at you, Doug. This is something I totally forgot to tell you, so it's a good time to say it now, I guess. I can't say who yet, and I can't say where, but I'll say that somebody named Denny Cardoza hit me up and said that a friend of his has bought property, a huge paved property, right? And he told them, well, hey, I got people to do cardio stuff, and they need places to throw shows. This guy supposedly is not interested in making money. He asked hey, do they have food there or whatever? Oh, yeah, we could bring food there, taco trucks, whatever, bring it. So we may have a new location, and it's paved. It's in between Stockton and Sacramento, I want to say, somewhere in this little area. Okay. And it's huge and paved, and the person's willing to let us do that. So when I get the green light that everything is a go, then we'll announce that. But at least that way now, like when we were scrambling to find a spot just to throw a regular show for points or whatever, that's going to be another spot. So waiting on the green light. I cannot wait to hear, yes, it's a go, and let's do it. Because
so for you,
around it for miles.
What was that?
I said, what's around it for miles?
Yeah.
It's on a huge property. So it's private property, huge. There's nothing that's going to bother us. No cops, none of that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. And for you guys that don't know, so Denny Cardoza, he is he's a mechanic.
Yeah.
And that's
Diesel
who Lucky
mechanic.
goes. Yeah. He just goes to Lucky goes to him, and he started looking at this, and he actually, in my opinion, from what I see, is he absolutely loves our basehead community. He thinks what we do is awesome. He doesn't participate, but he thinks what we do is an awesome thing.
He was my foot in the door to the 99 Speedway for Tony Nassetti, having the Stockton beatdowns there. And, he's definitely became a good friend of mine. We talk often. He works on my truck, not for any of the install stuff or what. Actually, he did bolt one of my boxes down a while back, not the new one, but he does my mechanical stuff. So good guy. And yeah, he told me the other day about that, and I was super, super pumped about it. So I hope that all goes through.
All right. Hey, so the final question of the day for Steve.
Steve, what's your definition of a bass head?
Somebody that has flat tires, someone that can't get their stuff to start,
Right?
It's
multiple children, knows how to cook top ramen.
You got your power wire that's worth your car,
right.
15, 16, 20 runs of hot gauge from one battery, that's my definition. No, I think anybody that's into it is a bass head, somebody that's got more than a nice sounding 10, 8 even, because I've heard good sounding 8s.
Oh yeah.
But anybody that enjoys the bass and the either good sound or straight up just, devastation, make people cry type of thing,
Yeah.
There you go.
The reason I'm trying to hold back this laugh is because I had some guy the other night post something about his car being worth X amount of dollars, and my Tahoe was a piece of shit. And I told them my speakers alone probably cost half of what your car does. What I mean? Of course he thinks you're lying, whatever. I didn't have to prove it or get into it with him, but when you start talking about the power wire alone being as much as your car,
yep,
yeah, that made me think of that. Like,
so my Civic, my trunk car, I paid $1,400 for. RX, I think I paid $100 for it. I mean, and that's not even the ones before that. I've had many cars that I paid like $300-$400 for. I mean, we saw it at finals. People having problems getting them to run.
Yeah, full start lawnmower.
One guy had a fireball come up out of the carburetor. I jumped. He just stands there. Jose. He just stands there, and I'm like, man, you're just used to that, aren't you?
Yeah. Jose who? Ramos?
Was it Jose Ramos?
No, SSC.
Oh, SSC Jose.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was interesting. Like I said, I jumped back. I was like, whoa.
Dude, it's crazy sometimes what we do, man. I think I see these cars sometimes, and even mine, even though it looks pretty or whatever, I just think of how much money goes into the system and versus the car. And it's like you said, some of these cars, they barely fucking start, and they got $20,000-$30,000 of stereo equipment in them. Like, geez, we got to be stupid, dude. There's something definitely wrong with us for sure.
Steve needs to buy some stock in wood. Is what he needs to buy it.
Right.
Tell you how much F I went through back in 2019. I went through a lot, man. I mean, even this year, even though most of my equipment didn't cost me anything because it was from a couple of nice friends of mine. God, I think I went through about $3,500 between wood, wire, buying a few things here and there, and it was just amazing. Like I said, the subs loan, amps loan, the list loan, the amount of money I spent, I was really surprised.
Yeah.
I got a text from Team Gigawatt Eli.
Eli, what's cracking, man?
He's not watching.
I know he don't do the Facebook thing, but
I know.
That was one cool ass dude, man.
And he wanted me to tell you, congratulations on your win. So.
Thank you.
Oh, he says he is watching.
Oh, he is watching. Cool.
Yep.
Well, he must be if he sees what's going on. If he's able to know that he's on here.
Oh yeah, true that.
Somehow.
Yeah,
true that.
All right. Yep. Any final thoughts, Lucky?
No, I cannot wait to get my stuff tomorrow, man. And I'm gonna do a little unboxing video, and then we're gonna, me and my teammate, who's also on Incriminator Audio now, is Ray Miasis. Me and him both had the honor of being a part of Team Incriminator Audio. So we'll be doing a little install video. And then, like I said, once the subs get here, we'll throw those in there and test and tune and get it all dialed in. So yeah, other than that, I'm just pumped. I'm excited. I haven't had a system in my car since finals. So I'm fucking stressed out over here.
Nah, it'll all be good in a week.
Yeah.
Yep. Steve, Kyle Ernie wants to know, does the beard add DB?
I think so, because nah, it gets pulled out too much when I'm working. I always grab it and yank a few out. So maybe it's the sprinkling of them.
All right, that's the magic SPL dust. Is the pulled out hairs? All right. For me, hey, if you guys are remember, smash the angry button on Facebook, smash the like, the thumbs up, the hearts. Over on YouTube, hit the bell notification, like us, share with us, subscribe, do all that stuff to help me beat their algorithms. That's the whole thing. What we're trying to do here, trying to beat their algorithms. Anyway, the most important thing I can tell everybody is, as Wayne said at World Finals, if you bring one guest with you to every show, next year we'll double in attendance. So everybody that competes, bring one
simple
person.
Math.
Yep, bring one person.
Even Lucky understood that.
So
up though is a problem.
Say again.
Actually getting them to show up is the problem.
Yeah. So I know you guys invite them, but yeah, if we can get them to shows, because once they do it, they're almost always hooked.
Yeah. And I can honestly say this, in the 3.5 years I've been competing, just about 3.5, I think I've seen maybe 5 people, that I've seen at a show and not come back. Maybe 5 people, maybe. And everybody else has stayed. They came, stayed. Even won rings this year. Shit.
Gotta find their want and their need, and what they want to do. You get a lot of these demo guys at base race. You get the freaking top dog. Yeah, you get all them. So there's kind of there's something for everybody.
For everybody.
And you don't have to have the loudest car on the planet. You don't have to buy a cheater car.
A cheater car, yeah. No such thing as a cheater car unless you're cheating. It's just a vehicle that's louder, performs louder.
Yep.
Yeah, I've had many conversations with people about these cheater cars.
Yep.
Yeah. To me, it's a louder vehicle. That's it. Unless you're cheating, it's not a cheater car.
If you want to win, you use the proper tools.
Yep. And I was telling Lucky before the show that it's most of it is you can make any car loud if you put the time and effort into it. I had a Subaru station wagon. Everybody told me that thing was crap. I was the 3rd guy in the world in the stock class to hit a 150.
Nice.
And the other 2 guys one was the CRX, was Matt Bransoy, and then Scott Sanborn with an extended cab truck. Those are the first 2 guys to hit 150 in the class. I was number 3 with a station wagon. How many people?
Look at Ben Barnett with a hearse.
Well, he hasn't. Well, I don't know. I can't look at him. He ain't in the lanes.
Well, I'm hoping he can, because to be honest with you, we haven't really talked too much lately. I'm hoping he's competing. I'm hoping he's not just gonna be in demo. Hopefully we'll be competing.
I think he will.
That thing's gonna be nasty. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
And then we got Brett Barber coming with a insane build.
Cool.
Another one. So we got some guys coming out with some heavy hitters.
Well, we love them. We love to have them.
That out there demoing in the parking lot would actually just play. Just throw out the $25, $30, jump in.
I see there's people that put their shit on a trailer and come from far away and then park and open their doors and fucking sit there all day. And I'm just like, why?
I mean, if they got that kind of money, you might as well just donate the $30.
Right. And that's why we were talking one time that maybe start just charging to demo. You want to come here and use the venue, you want to come here and display what you got, cool, but maybe there should how about help out? You're using the venue, how about help out and chip in a little bit, $20-$30, something like that.
That's
all right.
I mean, they do it at Surf City and CES, all those places like that. They charge. If you want to come and demo, they charge. You're using the venue.
Say again, Steve.
gated entries.
Yeah, so that's the problem. So most of our venues aren't gated, right?
Right,
So
right,
it's a lot harder. All right. So once again, if you guys want to donate to the host, we have the links in the description for both on Facebook and YouTube. You can donate to us. That's Venmo. I got to pull that one back up here real quick. So there you go. Venmo at SonicFX, SonicFX, Cash App, $SonicFX. I am going to have the audio up as soon as I can. I'm trying some new stuff out here. That's why we're simulcasting on YouTube and Facebook at the same time this week. We're going to continue to do that, and hopefully we can start growing our membership. So remember to join, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Those are the big things that help us out on the YouTube side. On Facebook, join the Sonic FX group. That way you can post when we have guests on. Next week's guest is going to be, who's that again?
Matt Logan. Matt Logan from Meckman Alternators. Yes.
Yep. And then we're going to follow him up with Ohio Alternators. The guy's been doing alternaters for car audio since 1979. So he'll have a good range of, how things have changed and whatnot. Like I said, we don't brand bash any brands. We encourage all brands. So we are not afraid to have, two different alternator companies come on and talk about their products. We have Scotty Johnson coming on talking about lithium. We'll probably grab some Kyle Ernie, have him come on too and do his little talk about what he does. And he obviously helps a lot of guys out here on the West Coast. So we're going to get a lot of people here. I'm working on getting some other guests out here that you guys will really enjoy. If you have somebody that you suggest as a guest, please let me know. We're looking for somebody on the East Coast, possibly near New York. New York last week had more downloads than California.
Also looking for people to go on the Bayside Diaries.
Yes.
Also the podcast. So if you guys have any suggestions, DM me and let me know, or Doug, for the Bayside Diaries. And we do the Bayside Diaries. I mean, I try to get competitors on there, maybe newer competitors, even veterans. It don't really matter, I guess. And we're trying to do This Week in Cardio. We've also been doing competitors on here, but it's also geared towards manufacturers and stuff like that. So if you guys have any suggestions, let me know. DM me. You guys can also check out my OnlyFans page that I just started. I'm just fucking around. But yeah, if you guys got any suggestions, let me know. DM me and let me know. So I'm on here.
All right, guys. Once again, thank you for tuning in this week. Thank you to Steve Willis for popping in and hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. Thank you,
Steve.
Thank you for all those people on YouTube and Facebook that watched us this week. Remember, next week, Monday night, 6 p.m. every Monday, we'll be doing This Week in Car Audio with your host, the Judge, Doug Stockton, and Lucky McGovern. We are out.